right? Have a seat.
Yeah.
All you need is your solitude paper. Nothing else should. The only things I'd like on the table. I suppose you could have a pencil if you need a pencil. You might want to take notes. But you don't need a folder. You don't need anything else but your solitude packet, this blue thing to help you formulate questions, and then your 8 stones.
You need
Okay.
a pencil?
You can have a pencil if you think you need it.
I don't think I need it, so I just put my stuff on the floor.
That's fine. Okay, have a seat. Alrighty, so let's begin. Please track me. Hands off of the stones. How about hands in your lap? Okay, Cohen, hands in your lap. Thank you. And track me, please. So, first of all, we all have our solitude paper, correct? All right, so we're set ready with that. All right, I've already given you the little blue things that have question prompts on them to help you if you want to use them. And I gave you your 8 stones, so that means we each have 8 turns to speak in our Socratic seminar. Once everyone has turned in their 8 stones, then we can talk more. But let's have everyone turn in their 8 stones first. Yes, well?
Like last time, I was the first one finished with my 8 stones, but I was still allowed to talk. 7.
Well, did we make a rule about maybe if everyone has 3 left, or what did we say last time?
Last time we said if everybody has like at least half left.
Okay, so if once we use at least half, then if you've used all your stones, then you can start again. But remember, one of the things we talked about is making sure all of our teammates and our discussion mates are interacting and giving their input as well. So we want to encourage each other. We talked about that, right? Okay. So I need you to track me, please. Thank you. Cohen, our hands are in our lap. Hands in our lap. All right, so I have 2 goals for this Socratic seminar. I want you guys to be thinking about our poem, Solitude, and I want you to be evaluating it on a deeper, figurative and symbolic level, like we've talked about as we've discussed the poem. I also want you to understand that this is going to mean different things to different people. So there's no right answer, no wrong answer. We all just are going to have a different way or different thinking about the poem and what it means. So let's just take a moment to talk about Socratic seminar rules or things that we want to remember as we go through our Socratic seminar. What are some things that we want to remember? Maddie? What?
To not look at you when we're talking, but to look at our peers.
Good. What else? Janae?
Track each other and listen to what each other is saying.
Caleb?
We could participate.
Participate. Yep. Amin?
I have a question.
All right.
So, with our stones, where do we put them?
In the little box there. Janae?
Also, we should make sure everybody's getting a chance to talk.
Make sure everyone's getting a chance to talk. Okay. And a couple things I want to add to that is, remember when we don't speak over each other, we wait politely, and we listen to what our peers are saying. We don't think, okay, I'm going to be saying this so that you're not listening. Track what everyone is saying. Track the person who is talking. We'll invite people to speak, especially if they have a lot of stones. We're polite. And remember, when you respond to the person, you use their name. You restate what they said before so that we know what you're responding to. All right, so we've gone over that. Let's begin by reading the poem out loud so that we know what it is we are talking about. Everyone have your poem out?
Yes.
Remember when we read the poem, we say the author's name as well, so we remember who wrote it. So let's begin. You got it, Kayla?
Yes, I'm there.
Well, quickly get it, please. Okay, here we go. Solitude by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing and the hills will answer. Sigh and is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice and men will seek you. Grieve and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad and your friends are many. Be sad and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectar and wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Feast and your halls are crowded. Fast and the world goes by. Succeed and give, and it helps you live, but no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a long and lordly train, but one by one we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. All right, I'm going to present to you a question to begin our seminar. So I want you to listen. Luke and Amin, let's put our hands in our lap. Let's track me, please, and listen carefully to the question. Then I'm going to let you guys go at it. Here's a question. According to the poem, are people more isolated when they are happy or sad? Wait. Hold on. Let me finish the question. According to the poem, are people more isolated when they are happy or sad, and why? Use the text to back up your answer. So I'll say it one more time. According to the poem, are people more isolated when they are happy or sad, and why? All right, you may begin.
So I think that they are more isolated, mostly because they, like, most of the words in the poem are not very pleasant words, but some are, like, grieve, woe, down, pain, and some of the other words, but
I think that they are more, like, what is the word? Isolated when they're sad, because a lot of the times when I read the poem, like when you're happy, a lot of people will be like by you and they'll be with you, but when you're sad, they will like stay away from you. They don't want to feel like what you're feeling. They don't want to feel like all sad and lonely.
I agree with Colin and Amin that people feel isolated when they are sad because they, like Amin said, there are many pleasant words in this poem, and like in line 10 it says grieve and they turn and go. That's when you feel like isolated and sad, that people don't want to be around you.
I have something to add on to Colin, like when he said that you should, when you're glad, people want to be around you. When you're sad, people don't want to be around you. It says here in the poem, line 13 and 14, it says, be glad and your friends are many. Be sad and you lose them.
I agree with Colin, Maddie, and Janea, and Amin, because because the poem is basically giving kind of you a choice of, like, if in the first two lines, 1 and 2, they give you a choice, like if you laugh and the world laughs with you, or weep and you weep alone, then that's just giving you a choice and it's telling you what will happen if you do those things.
I think that they're more, when they're isolated is when like no one wants to be around them, because if no one's around them, then they have no one to talk to or anything.
I agree and disagree. Well, I don't really disagree. Well, I actually don't do either because I don't really understand what you were saying. Can you say it again?
Like if someone, like in the poem, sometimes like they're happy at one point, but then they're sad because they lose all of the people that they were with, and that might make them isolated.
I agree with what Caleb said. Like, it's giving you a choice. And I think that giving you a choice because, as Caleb said, it says, laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone. And then lines 9 and 10, rejoice and men will see you grieve and they turn and go. But in most of the things, it's just giving you a choice on what you have to do.
So I think this poem is more about isolation, because I looked up the word isolation and it meant solitude, which is the name of this poem. And I thought that was interesting, because at first I thought this poem was about happiness.
I'm a little confused with what Luke said. I don't really know how this poem is happy because solitude doesn't really mean happy.
Right, but excuse me while I interject. Caleb, he said that at first he thought it was about happiness, but then he learned that it wasn't when he looked up the word isolation.
Then I agree with Luke because because even I think that this poem might down people's spirits a little because first it's a happy line and it's a sad line, and if it ends with a sad line, then at the end of the second line of the choices, you're probably gonna feel a little at the end.
I agree with Caleb, because maybe you're in like a good mood, and then you read one of the good lines, and you're even in a better mood. But then when you read like the second line, it's bad, and then the hopes of your favorite story go down, and then yeah.
I agree with Will because, like, if you're laughing, then you'll be happy, or you'll feel glad that they're there. But if you're crying, then you won't be as happy.
I don't really understand what you're saying. Can you explain it a little more?
Like, if you're laughing, then you're most likely to be happy. But when you're, like, crying, you're most likely to be isolated and sad. I'm confused with what Amin said because how is that agreeing with Will? Because that's not really what he said. Like, one happy thing, and then you'll feel happy, and then one sad thing, and then you'll feel sad. Well, I don't really understand what you're saying and how that fits.
I didn't know how that fit either, because if you're laughing at the first line, you're gonna be happy, but then you're crying and you're sad. I don't get it. I think this poem is giving you a choice which one to pick, because it's just telling you what would happen if you did that. And you did something that it says.
I agree with both me because I think that it's also giving you the choice because it tells you, and here it says, for example, in line 21 it says, there is room in the halls of pleasure for a long and lordly train.
Okay.
But one by one we must all follow on through the narrow aisles of